Well, today we're going to see just how much time this new Splitfire 3265 can save me in processing time. What I did was I picked out two fairly equal rounds of red oak. They are about 22 inches in diameter, about the same thickness, same age, and one of them I'm going to split up with my splitting maul, and the other one I'm going to split with the new wood splitter. And we're going to see approximately how long it takes me to do each one. I'm going to try to get about the same number of sticks from each round. So here we go. Well, I must admit that I was a bit surprised by the results of that test, man versus machine. So the next question is, did I just waste a lot of money on this splitter? In a word, no. I don't believe so. Those particular rounds were red oak. They had no knots in them. It's cold out, so we know that wood tends to split better when it's cold out. Also, they tended to stay upright, so I was not having to constantly lift up the log and then swing the axe to split it. It stayed upright because it was a large piece of wood, about a 22-inch round. But those of us who have split wood for some period of time know that not all wood is that clean and that easy to split. And I wanted to take a look at what this split fire will do with some nasty type of wood. So I picked out a couple of pieces of wood that I was working with today, and want to put it to the test on those versus what I would be able to do with the splitting maul. So let's take a look with that perspective in mind. So here are a couple of pieces of what I would say is nasty splitting wood. This one is nothing that's too difficult, but it does have what we would call a crotch in the wood. It is red oak, and I know that that would take a little bit of extra effort to split that with a splitting maul. This piece is much more problematic, I can tell just by looking at it. First of all, it's hickory. I have found that splitting hickory is extremely difficult. First of all, it's the hardest North American wood, as I understand it. This piece is really quite nasty at the bottom. You can see it has a couple of different leaders coming out. It would take me a lot to work on that. I probably would have to pull out the splitting wedges, the steel splitting wedges that I use. So let me take a stab at these with my splitting maul, see what I can do, and then we'll throw them on the split fire. Now this is that nasty piece of hickory. Some of you might say, well, you don't split anything that long. This is probably 20 inches or so, maybe 22. My wood stove can take up to 28-inch logs, so I'd be splitting something like this on a regular basis. But I can tell just by looking at it, I can wail away on this thing for a while, and she's probably not going to split. But we'll take a look and see what we can do. Just what I thought. Now I'm hitting that right along the same edge. It's the way to split it. And I'm swinging with most of my might, what little I have. I'll take a few more whacks at it, see if we can do anything. She is splitting down that way a little bit, but what's holding it together is this action down here. It's a big burl, and I need to get my splitting wedge in here to get this split. So it would take quite a bit of manpower to get this done. Well, that log was actually a little bit longer than I thought it was. I think it actually was 25, 26 inches. Couldn't quite fit the whole thing into the splitting range here, which is 24 inches. So I took off a couple of inches of the end of the log, and then for whatever reason my video did not record it. You'll have to take my word for that, but I can tell you that it had no problem whatsoever splitting through the remaining pieces and making them into nice sticks of firewood. So that saves me a lot of time from having to do pieces like that by hand and having to constantly lift the wood up, put it upright, and then swing the axe. So again, still learning the ropes here, but I feel a little bit better now about my investment, and she does a beautiful job. I have not had any wood yet that this thing has not been able to handle, and we'll keep throwing stuff at it, and I do get some really big, really nasty pieces. So hope you enjoyed watching this.